on the mics. And 5, 4, 3. Welcome, everyone, and pull up a seat at the table. It's lunchtime in Rome. Tonight's episode 322 is entitled, Do I Love Well? Are you a loving person? How do you know? We'll be talking about that at the table this evening. Pull up a seat at the table and join us. First-time listeners can subscribe on your favorite podcast app or watch us live or later on YouTube at Lunchtime in Rome. Visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, you can take our relational needs questionnaire. Make sure to follow us on all social media, and it would be great if you give us a 5-star review. Jay, what specifically is this podcast about?
At the table, we strive to love one another and help you to do the same. Some weeks we'll have somebody join us so that you get to know them and learn a little bit about yourself in the process. Other weeks we dive into a topic. Romans 12:15 says to rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. And, well, that's what we do. So while it may not be 12:15 in Rome, we're treating it like it is
Lunchtime in Rome.
Hello, big guy.
Big guy.
Big guy is here.
And happy birthday to Brian, the big 4-9er.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Big fat goalie.
That's why he's not here.
Yeah. Big guy, if you could give us a
Sound check.
sound check, that'd be awesome.
Check one.
Be great.
Check one. Brian,
Yeah.
49.
In a row.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks, you know.
You guys were sick last week.
Yes. I won't go into any detail, but work has been extremely tough.
Earning your pay.
And on top of that, I was sick. And normally, like, you know, I work from home. I don't like to waste, you know, PTO
Sure.
on, you know, being sick. If I can push through it, I'll push through it. If I could have taken a day or two last week, I would have, but I couldn't. Like, I had to be on, and man, it was brutal. Just brutal.
How was it?
Brutal.
Oh, that's terrible.
And, like, you should get, like, a bonus day off for not taking a day off when you're sick.
Yeah, like comp time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never run a company.
Yeah. But I will say the last week did, and we're not out of the woods yet. We're still dealing with stuff. But
Health-wise.
yeah, well, work and like I
all
still have
sort
this
of there.
hacking cough. It's still there, and
I
it's
don't
very
like that.
frustrating to me.
No.
Because it's not like an infection. You know, like
Right.
I don't have an infection. It's just like leftover, and
Tickle or voluminous? Productive.
I
Coughing, not like.
coughing up stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But
Just tired, man.
oh, I have some. Thank you, but I'll take it.
Halls, that is, for those of you.
Yeah, cough drop.
I'm like, W.
Yeah.
listening.
But for the end of last week, we had Kennywood
yes.
Day. We went. Maggie had her Kennywood Day on Friday. I took the day off, and Amy took a half day, and we got. And Jay, I already told you this
Yeah.
story, but there's two things. One, before I tell this story, Jay and I will go up to the church and play the top 9 at lunchtime. And a lot of times, like 12...
Disc golf, that is.
Yeah, disc golf. A lot of times at 12:30, we call them the boys. The boys are out, and there's usually like 2 hawks that are just soaring above the parking lot. Sometimes they'll land on the cell tower.
Eric will always notice them.
And
Just look over and Eric's just watching the boys.
I just love looking at them. So we get to Kennywood. Perfect day. It was the perfect Kennywood day, and we actually got there around 1:00, and we stayed till like 6-ish.
Which for season pass holders, that's a long
Yeah.
time.
Right. Normally we don't stay that long, but the temperature was perfect, and like we didn't have to wait like more than 2 or 3 ride cycles to get on anything. So it was like we've started off the year. It's all downhill from here.
Sure.
Like we're never gonna get another day
Do you
like
still
that.
reverse Kennywood?
What do you mean?
So most people come into Kennywood and they go right past the whatever it
right.
is now, and then
Yeah.
past the games to the Jackrabbit.
Yeah.
But reverse Kennywood is you come and you make a left.
Sometimes we do. It depends on what
you
we
go
got
counter
going. Yeah.
to the normal flow.
Yeah.
Of,
But
that was our move.
we walked through down like Main Street there at the entrance, and then And for those of you who don't, it's Kennywood is a local amusement park here.
Classic American
Classic, great amusement park. And we get to the Jackrabbit, and the Jackrabbit's cool coaster. It's
only double dip wooden coaster in the United States.
Infamous for its double dip. I mean,
That's
it's
Trace
cool.
tree in front.
Yep.
Aw.
Yep. And you get some airtime. It's an old wooden coaster, but you get some airtime on the double dip. It's fun because like you hear the clacking of the wheels, and then for a second you don't, and then whoop, back down. It's really it's awesome. And that's the first ride we get on, and you know it's been a hell of a week, and I'm sitting behind Amy and Maggie. They're in front of me, and we're going up the hill. Like one of the hills that like pulls you up by a chain, and I look in front of me and I'm like, thank you God, I'm so glad we're here. It's been, and I even like earlier in the week, I thank God for what we're going through at work. I was like, I don't know what the outcome of this is,
beautiful,
but I thank you, even though that's very hard to say thank you, but I appreciate it, and I know we're gonna come out from it. There's gonna be something, so do your will, God. You know, I prayed that, and then I looked at my girls, and I was like, man, thank you, God. This is great. And then I looked up to the sky, and one of the boys was just flying right over my head. And I was like, no way. I was like, this is great. This is great. And then the other part of my story is normally Maggie likes to ride with Amy for a lot of things. She gets, it's mom comfort, I get it. But the one ride that I've wanted to ride, be the first one to ride with her, is the Thunderbolt. Best ride, best coaster, all time.
One could argue it's a perfect coaster.
It is a perfect coaster. It's been in numerous top 10 lists of coaster aficionado people, and it's just so much fun. And we rode it, and she was so nervous.
Was it her first time?
This was her first time.
And were you doing the math of like, wait, am I supposed to be on the inside or the outside?
That's hard.
For the bend?
It's hard.
So you don't crush her?
I forget. I'm on the smaller person goes in first.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's kind of nervous because it's her first time, and she's ridden all the other stuff and she's been fine, but she's pretty nervous. And I'm like, it's okay, I got you. So I put my arm around her and just kind of held her. I was like, you're good. And then we get through like the first hill, and then she starts to like giggle a little bit, and I'm like, all right, here we go. I was like, this is gonna be awesome. And it was the best. It was so good. She loved it, and man, that was a good day.
It's a benchmark rite of passage moment.
Yeah.
So what? She only has Phantom's Revenge left.
Yeah, which I mean, she's tall enough because it's like 52 inches is the I don't know because like
give it time.
The Phantom. Well, and then there's the Steel Curtain. I don't know.
I forgot about
but that one's I haven't been on that one yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you?
I don't think so.
It's the what that has the most inversions.
No.
It's the newest coaster
right,
at
but I mean,
Kennywood.
its record is it has the highest inversions. Like you're turning upside down higher than any other coaster, or whatever. It's actually a very mundane coaster. Excuse me. But on your way up, it's such a steep incline, and there's nothing to your right and nothing to your left. And as you're going up, you just kind of think to yourself, I shouldn't be here. Like I remember when I was in Denver skiing by myself after a Young Life training, I went above the tree line. So like you're going on this chairlift, and it kind of almost looks like it's going flat, but it's just going up. But then it goes straight up, and there's no more trees because it's too high for trees to grow. And I remember that moment going, I'm not supposed to be here.
Oh.
Well, certainly same when you're going up at almost 45 degrees.
Yeah.
And the rest is just like, I'm upside down, I'm upside down. And then you go over the smoking section, and you can actually tell because like the smoke just washes in the air.
Yeah.
Kind of gross. Hey, for those who sit at the table who aren't a part of our church, the news is that I have alpha-gal syndrome. I don't think we shared that. No, I was diagnosed after.
Right.
It was after the last, not diagnosed, but I felt the repercussions of it, which is the otherwise known as the meat allergy or the other disease you get from a tick, not Lyme's. And you can look it up. It's been a wild ride, so I can't eat meat or beef or pork or other mammal product.
Sorry.
But that also includes dairy. And for whatever reason, eggs have been bothering me as well. But I went to a trusty
That's
Muslim doctor of Chinese medicine, and I went through this frequency muscle testing, and he diagnosed me, and I have 2 pins in my ear.
You still have them in?
Oh yeah.
How long are they supposed to be?
Another week and a half.
Okay.
3 weeks, and then you can take them out, and you start to slowly reintroduce meat. Found out that the gummy fibers that I eat were made with gelatin, which is made from animal hooves. So
I did
that
not
was
know.
giving me a
You're right.
and it's one thing for the
See, I
pain.
was kind of hopeful that like maybe that's what was causing it, and you just got to cut that, and then you'd be okay. But it's not. That's part of it.
Well, that was it.
That stinks.
Because even since I cut out the meat, I was still going, man, I just don't, every once in a while, like, whereas after the podcast, I went home, I had 2 burgers, and I felt a little
was
bit bad
2 weeks
earlier in the
ago.
night and earlier in the day, but then I ate chicken, it was fine, and then 2 burgers a night, and it was like I swallowed 100 razor blades.
Ugh.
And so once I stabilized from that, it was okay. And that was like an 8 out of 10 pain wise. Like it was just so painful. And, it's not even cramping. Like I'd never thought of throwing up, never thought of anything else.
Right.
It was just painful stomach. And then, but every once in a while, it would sort of come back on like a 4 or a 3 scale. And then I knew that gelatin was an animal product. And it just never occurred to me, oh, these gummy fibers,
Yeah, but I thought gelatin wasn't animal anymore. It is.
Now I have, let's just be old, shall we?
You say be old?
Let's be old here. Just bought myself the Metamucil gummies, which are made with pectin, which is a plant-based
Gummy, whatever. Yeah.
colloid, if you
Yeah.
will.
Huh.
But anyhow, so since we figured that out, I don't know when it was.
It was 2 weeks ago because
No, about the gummy, the gelatin.
yeah.
I've had 0 stomach discomfort. I'm just pounding the chicken and do a bit of rice and a bunch of veggies and
What about seafood?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I showed
Praise
you
God.
my dinner the other night.
Well, I mean, like scallops
Shellfish,
and
yeah, that's all fine.
Because like vacation,
No,
I
it's
mean,
fine. It's fine. We're good.
it would make me so sad. You would be the guy that would be thrilled and happy to cook food for others that you couldn't eat.
I made ugly dip for Joe and Bella and Rachel
Yeah.
this evening
yeah,
with the ground beef and everything else.
yeah.
And it's just been a wild ride. It's been crazy that I've just been very matter of fact about it.
You've handled it very
You've
well.
been like I would be if I were you, because like
One should dream. Go on.
yeah,
That's the best part.
that was funny. But
Lofty goal, but go on.
You're gluten free and you've done carnivore diet. You've been the meat guy for a long time, and you do it well. You cook well.
Clean.
One of the cleanest eaters, if not the cleanest eater I know of. And
That's not good enough.
if I were you, I would be crushed. I'd be crushed. Like, man. So kudos to you because man, that's unbelievable to me.
It's funny to me. Thank you, by the way, and thank you. And it's funny the number of people that over comfort me. That no, this is the worst. This is the worst. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. I'm fine. No, you're not. You can't be. And I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. It'll be okay.
It's like when Trey passed away.
No, it was before he passed away. Tony Miele.
Tony Miele. No, it's not okay. Like,
No, buddy, we're all right. No, you're not. You can't be.
like Jay ended up comforting him.
Yo,
you
yeah.
know?
I'm like, it's okay.
Big
But,
guy set for you.
Yeah.
Like meat.
yeah. But,
Yeah.
and then like a stunat, I'm like looking at like turkey sausages at Sam's. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
and even those are like chicken sausage with
I was
cheese.
just gonna say.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
with cheese.
Yeah.
Man, cheese.
Well, I tried a little bit of cheese last week when I was away on a retreat, and it was fine. But I was also taking the fiber gummy. You know what I mean? Like I could feel it.
Yeah.
It wasn't the razor. It was a 3-4.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
Still don't like that.
the other update is I got to speak today at Penn Hills Alliance Church to speak about our time with Trey and the book and how to comfort and everything else. And Brian led worship because it was his aunt's church and Sally was there. And, Brian's like, I think this is my mom's show and tell day. Like that she's getting to show off her pastor and her son. And I said, well, praise God, rather than like nagging saying we suck.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
right.
a good thing. And it was really beautiful. It was like 20, 30 people, prime time group. The prime time.
Oh, I like that.
Older, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
like,
Old timers.
They're in their prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, looking at them, I don't think so. But
he's not judging.
I'd have
or
fought any
anything.
one of them. All right, let's be honest. But no, and it was really sweet. And
Aw,
I
that's
told
nice.
them, I started off, I said, listen, God gave me this title. And I went, well, let's not over spiritualize it. While praying and thinking about this, I came up with this title, whether it was God or not. And it was one of those times where I get like 20 blank stares and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But I said, this is my unimaginable. And I said, and by the end, I said, I'll wrap it up. But it was the term, my unimaginable, because everyone says, oh, I can't imagine having to go through this. And I want to say, like, I've always said, like, yeah, I didn't dream it up.
Right.
You know?
No.
But then at the end, I said, I love speaking with what I wanted to say, but I didn't have the guts. I love speaking to groups like these who have the ability to be here on a Wednesday at noon. That you've already been through your unimaginable.
Well, I was just going to say they've had more
And I talk
experiences.
about Rosella. I always talk about Rosella. You know, Rosella, everybody says they can't go through this, our great aunt. And she went, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
You just do.
Right.
You do what you got to do.
Now I set myself up because, so I said, you've already gone through your unimaginable or you're in the middle of it now. And that's why God has prepared you to come alongside people, not fix them, not throw scripture at, blah, blah, blah. So I sold some books, which is great. And
Good.
God bless them. They're so dumb. I said to them, listen, my books cost $15 a piece. I said, but I worked it out with your pastor. It only cost you guys $10. And they're like, really? When did you do that? Because we didn't see you. I went, I was just trying to make them look good. Like, I didn't work it out with the pastor. They're just $10. I'm trying to make your pastor look good in front of you, but you people ask too many questions. So as I'm selling the books, of course, I get to hear people's stories of their unimaginable. And they were.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, one lady took a really long time and told me many unimaginable stories. Like, it turns out her son was at the hospital the same time we were there. And, you know, he was 14 with a different cancer. But
Oh, wow.
so I get done with all that. And then Sally pulls me aside. She said, you see that lady sitting over there? And I said, I do. She said, she's very angry. And she's very upset that Trey was not healed, that he was not healed. I was like, we weren't happy.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
What are you?
Here I am comforting other people about my son's death.
And I was like, should I go over and talk to her? And I went, I think I have the right to not talk to her and let her work that out.
Yeah.
But it was so funny.
She can read your book.
I was like, oh my gosh, did I screw up? Yeah. She didn't even buy a book for that matter.
Whatever.
And, hey, isn't there a whole chapter on what about miracles?
Yeah.
But it was just so funny. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. That's my bad. I didn't.
Yeah.
So that's my update.
Wow.
Wow.
What about Mary Lynn, though?
What about Mary Lynn?
Back with us again. How blessed.
I'm so excited.
I know.
But
Who?
I was thinking about this since I got your text. I don't have a whole lot to report. As they say in the e-ring, I got nothing
You know,
significant.
nobody likes a bragger, Mary Lynn.
No, your
No.
car got inspected.
I got all green.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
I did go to a lovely bridal shower a week and a half ago, Lydia's. Last weekend, Bob was away, you know, saving the army and everything. I mean, I thought about this. I've been doing Presley Ridge work, yard work, housework.
What yard work? Yard work.
Trying to edge my garden and spread mulch and pull weeds.
Do you buy bags? You don't get it delivered.
Here's the hack for the night. You can get 5 bags from Home Depot, or I got mulch for $2 a bag from Walmart, but I also got 2 pair of shorts on sale. $6.99 delivery. But instead of
They deliver the mulch?
yes.
From Home Depot?
No.
Walmart.
Home Depot, if you get 5 bags or less, they'll deliver it. And it's DoorDash.
Oh, yeah.
So, of course, Bob wants to tip them $5 because he's kind. But instead of getting in the car, driving down
Oh,
Home Depot,
yeah. What a pain.
it
Not having
is.
enough room.
Yeah.
And now
Having
next
to take
I need
multiple
gravel. I'm like, I am not.
And then your car
hauling
smells
gravel.
like mulch for a while.
And I
and
can't
it-
put it in the Kia because Rachel is making sure that we get, when we turn our lease in, we get extra back.
When's your
She hasn't
lease up?
taken the, 18 months. She hasn't taken the plastic off the back seat door,
yeah.
seatbelts,
Seatbelt.
acceptors.
I love
She's
your
like, no, I'm
wife.
keeping those covered.
Anyway, yeah, that's my new life
That's a
hack.
great update. You've
That
earned
is a
that
great
update.
update.
Yes, thank you.
I like getting the whole like 1 or 2 ton of mulch delivered and they plop it right in the driveway. And then like it spreads everywhere across the driveway, and then it rains on it, and you have to panic. Do I put a drop cloth down? But if I put the drop cloth down, then when I get to the bottom and I'm using the shovel, I'm scraping it up.
I do have one story that brought me joy today. We have one of those bird feeders. Now the camera part doesn't work, whatever. But we got a remember I told you I got a baffle. What?
It stopped working, the camera part?
Oh. Yeah, but a while ago, like a year.
It's like our security cameras on a bird feeder.
So we got a baffle to keep the squirrels.
Sure.
However, the squirrel. So I'm sitting
They
there.
come out with like, a blowtorch, screwdriver, and wire snips.
Yesterday, no, they just go swoop, and then they somehow. But we also have a turkey on our street. And so yesterday, I don't know where the turkey was, the squirrel, and I'm sitting there typing on the couch. And the squirrel like jumps up there and he looks at me and he taunts me. And so I have to move my computer, and I get up and I open the front door. I'm like, do you really think I have time for this? 5 times. So today,
I don't care.
Today, I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, the turkey's going. And then I see the squirrel start creeping towards the bird feeder. And the squirrel goes.
Talking back at it.
Nice.
You know what my solution
You
is?
have a guard turkey.
Do I know
caring.
No, you get the hot mix.
We've got a big guy.
I've got-
We have.
We've yeah.
So, I have input on that.
Yeah.
I bought the hot mix. We've talked about this. And it was the squirrels wouldn't touch it until about February. And
They're desperate.
We're really hungry.
Yeah.
And then I think they developed so I buy regular bird seed and I have a cheap but full thing of like Sam's Club Cayenne and I make my own mix.
Okay.
Which makes me sneeze every time I make it. Even though birds don't have taste buds, I have over seasoned where like they'll literally look in the window like, you really want me to
Seriously.
how about some ranch?
Yeah,
Cool
right,
this
right.
off a little bit. But I just bought a new bird feeder from Eastwood Hardware
Yeah.
Oh.
where within the birds, I forget which way it works, but basically it's there's the minute you put any pressure on it, it closes. So like a bird can sit on it. And there's spots, but if like a squirrel's to come on it, it shuts it.
Yeah.
And so the other day, when the deer, right, just if she just lifts her head up enough, she just sits her little tongue and she's eating the.
Yeah.
So.
That when we first moved to this house, we had what was it called? Suet.
Sure.
On the front, we have our bird feeder in front of our bay window of our living room.
Nice.
And we put it out, and the next day it was gone. And we're like, "Oh my gosh, these birds are hungry," you know. And
Alfred Hitchcocky.
then the next evening, I opened the shades to the window, and there's 5 deer just like staring at where they got to suit
I
at the
cannot
table. I was
laugh.
like, "You got to be kidding me!" So
I cannot.
They're like,
that's
hey,
when we moved to the hot mix.
you got more suet?
Yeah.
What did big guy say?
Big guy said that Marilyn does it all.
Oh.
Jay, I was worried that you would use that hot seed spice in some of your dinners.
Your
I guess
ugly
it.
There
dick.
with that chicken and fish you got.
That's right.
Your
with my new.
fish.
Oh,
Are you
wait,
allowed to eat in the house yet?
fish? Well, I didn't tell her, but I did. That's right. The other night, I sent a picture
Oh,
of him.
and you have the new hood that's
Oh, I cooked it
yeah.
outside.
somewhere.
Let's not kid yourself.
Oh, okay.
I cooked it outside.
What was I thinking?
Which, by the way, 2 flounder fillets, not enough. 3, too many.
Oh,
Still ate it.
Jay, we're joining.
But so my new dish that I've been making is, one could call it chicken and rice, but I make it arroz con pollo,
oh
but not the real one. Because really, you make that, you put like a dish and there's the sauce and the rice cooks in there. I ain't doing that.
No.
I just do it all on the flat top. So I was making dinner for 2 couples in our church who, meal train kind of stuff. And so I'm checking the weather. All right, I'm good. Fire up the flat top. And I'm excited. And what I do is I take regular chicken thighs and I cut them real thin into bite-sized pieces. And then I take Tuesday night chicken rub, add avocado oil and a little bit of water to make like a paste. And I marinate it in that.
Oh, okay.
And then what I do is I cut up bites or good chunks of different bell peppers and onion in like quantifiable chunks. Like, like a good bite, almost like a kebab
Okay.
chunk. So then I cook first the chicken and get a real hard sear on it, flip it over, get that done, take it off. put the veggies down, and then I throw Tuesday night chicken rub over the veggies. Then I throw the rice down that is already cooked and get it crispy. I haven't gotten it real crispy yet. I just get it oily, but whatever.
Okay.
And then I put a can of the tomatoes with chilies from the Mexican department at Aldi on top of the rice, mix it all together, bing, bang, boom. It's a great dish.
Nice.
So I'm going to make a giant batch because I'm giving it to 2 different couples. And if I deliver food, I always deliver a lot of food. Heat up the grill, go inside, come out. It's sprinkling out of nowhere.
Today.
Yesterday.
Okay.
Flat top at about 500 degrees. So I go grab my golf umbrella. So I'm griddling over top of it. So now the heat is just doming inside the umbrella while rain is coming in the sides, which is causing grease to splatter and fry. It was a war, I tell you.
Yeah.
Did you win?
We won. And anyone who sits at the head of the table with us is a winner. Go to lunchtimeinrome.com, become a paid subscriber. There's a great benefits package for you, depending on how much you want to give us each month, but it helps keep the podcast going. And we're very grateful for that. Mary Lynn put her left hand in the air
Nah,
to say...
later. It's a question for later.
All righty. So we went a little long in the beginning, and we may end up being a little bit short because I just was thinking about this sort of a topic, and I thought, you don't come across too many people who say, I am not a very loving person. I mean, I'll tell you, I just don't care. I don't love people. I'm all about me. I am number one. But how do we know how loving we are is the way I was thinking about it. And so I was thinking and praying and thinking, not over Christianizing it.
In what order?
And even ran this past our good buddy Grok and got some feedback from him. Because if you just say you're loving, nobody cares. You can ask others, do you think I'm a very loving person? Oh, look at Eric.
Well, no, I was going to say, oftentimes when people say that there's something, I
Assume
believe
they're not.
I assume they're not, right? Like, somebody says like,
I'm very generous.
right,
Or is that attention seeking?
it could be, but like oftentimes when somebody self-describes them as with a good quality, oftentimes I feel like they don't really have
Projecting
that quality.
/
That's kind.
But let me ask you this. Does anyone even ask themselves this question?
Am I loving?
Yeah. How loving am I?
No.
And is that a good thing? Or is that...
Isn't it? What was that old song? No. Oh.
row
I
your
think
boat?
you can tell how loving someone is by their actions sometimes.
Well, sure.
That's one way.
Well, it's the biggest ways, I think.
Yeah.
But still, my question to start off is, does it even cross people's minds?
I don't know if I've ever asked myself that.
I think people are just trying to make it through the
Trying
day.
to get through a day.
Trying
honey.
to get through a
honey,
day.
I can't.
Yeah.
Aw.
But 3 years since our mom died.
Oh yeah.
Turns out, I found out on a text thread today.
Well,
I mean, I knew she died.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I didn't know it was today.
Oh,
I
yeah.
only know because I've been tracking an event that I'm planning, not yours. And so it said, you have Facebook memories. So I looked, and
that
when
one
mom
popped
had
up?
her stroke,
Yeah.
you would post this beautiful stuff. So I would just share what Jay did. And the 3 things that she said her last day in the hospital, the 2 you posted, and then
Yeah.
Your
So
heart
they
up.
said, stick out your tongue, Betty, as she's having a stroke.
Yeah.
And she said, well, your heart up for fun.
that was the last one. Yeah.
Your
Your heart up for fun.
Yeah. Pretty good last words.
Yeah.
that was
third?
it. That was
Oh,
third.
do you know who you're here with? Number 5.
Number 5. That
And
was
stick
it.
out your tongue. That would be rude. And then
Later on, you said with a different doctor. He apparently, when you're having a stroke, sticking out your tongue is significant. Who knew? But anyway, so the second doctor, so it must have been like later in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Doctor number 2 says, "Stick out your tongue," and she had it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said barely decipherable,
yes. Oh no, it was not her best moment.
but your heart up for fun.
So with that being the case, honey, I can't. People aren't asking themselves. They're just trying to
Right.
get through a day, all that kind of stuff. So maybe the whole thing is moot. Maybe this is a dumb podcast because nobody's asking. Nobody cares.
No, wait, I have to look something up on my.
Well, but see, we've brought it up now.
Well, I think it is a valid question, and maybe we do need to ask ourselves that.
I think if you're sitting at the table,
Yeah.
it's kind of gone through your mind. Like,
But
this isn't
not
just-
just not like specifically
terms.
asking right. In those
am I
terms.
good at loving other people?
Right.
I think that's a really good question.
Yeah. because we've said
You
like,
are.
Thank you. Well, that's all I wanted to do
for
tonight.
and for the sake of our show, it'd be, am I good at meeting emotional needs?
Well, that's good because what we've defined love is to meet somebody's needs.
Right.
I mean, there's agape love, which is, ooh, I feel like I love you. But to truly love somebody is to meet their needs. If I say, oh, I really love you, Eric, and you're like, oh, can you listen to me? And I go, no. Oh, can you help me out financially? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't do that. Will you pray for me? I'm not doing that. Well, then I don't love you.
Yeah.
But so I said you could ask people, but then there's bias involved. Like, who's going to be like, no? Like, here, I'll give you an example. Oh, no, it's a different example. Hold on, let me think of pray. No, I won't share it. I'll share it.
I was going to say this really leans towards love languages, and I know you're not a. I was just going to say.
So here's
But it does.
here's the barometer. If somebody has a need, and you know it, and you don't meet it this is on a continual basis. If there's people that come to you and they're like, oh, and you're like, well, what are you gonna do? So if you're not meeting anybody's needs, or if more often than not, you're not meeting their needs, whether they be financial, intellectual, spiritual, or emotional, you're not loving. If you're not meeting anybody's needs, you're not loving.
Anybody's.
Anyway, right.
Yeah, on 9 times out of 10.
Because I was thinking this, I was like, there are people that I really don't, go out of my way for. You know what I mean?
No, well, it's not everybody.
Right. That's what. That's right. Right.
No, I'm just saying if more often than not, you're not meeting anybody's needs, well, you can't call yourself loving. I'm a very loving person. Oh, who do you love? Oh, very few people.
Yeah.
That's not it.
See, I thought you were talking about like if somebody has a particular need and they really need it and you can't meet it all the time.
No, this is very macro.
Macro. Got it.
This is macro. This isn't. I mean, on a micro, it does work if that I come to you and I say, hey, Mary Lynn,
Yeah.
Can you pick up Bella from work tomorrow?
Okay.
And you go, no. And I go, oh, you can't? And you go, no, just no.
Yeah.
Well, in that moment, you're not meeting my need. I'm talking this is a barometer of, am I a loving person? And so in general, if more often than not, you're not meeting anybody's needs, not a specific one person.
Being selfish is a whole thing that I don't know that's been talked about at the table. That
One would argue it's the opposite of love.
yeah, and I think there is.
Self-love.
And I think that there's I don't want to bring up COVID, but I think that like people drew in and all that. And so people nowadays don't care as much to volunteer. They don't care as much to. I'm not saying the whole world.
I definitely think like macro society is very much growing more apathetic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or selfish.
Right.
Yes.
And I would agree wholeheartedly with that. And there's been we've talked about like with going no contact with loved ones, that there's been not only this don't meet others' needs, but a hyper focus on your own needs.
I know someone who, when they had a baby, nobody was allowed to see the baby for a month.
Oh yeah. Do I know that person? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was a great story.
You're not allowed to see. Nobody was allowed to come see the baby for a month, so the
protect
parents
the baby.
and the baby could bond. And
All right.
I'm not
You're
judging.
like,
I'm
I'm
just
kind of
stating.
feeling this. Not such a bad way to go.
Eric's like, what if when you're my age?
Yeah. What about not letting them see your 8-year-old?
Yeah. My mind immediately went to the Seinfeld episode where you have to see the baby with the ugly baby.
Indeed.
Oh, but anyway, it's funny because I was thinking about this topic and how, of course, I was like criticizing myself. I was like, I wonder if being competitive is not being loving. And I did think of the one thing I'm not competitive about. Me and Joe and how many times we're on the podcast.
That is true.
Because A, it's out of my control. And B, I think it's because I love my nieces and nephews and I would want him to win.
Yes. And he's very prideful.
He cares.
He cares.
He cares.
He cares. And also pretty hard to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, you never know when that 6 o'clock text is going to come in.
And it's continually impressive to me who listens. And thank you everybody who downloads every week. And I hear the different stories and then the new friends that sit at the table with us, because we had the third most impactful thing happen with Joe Cap being on last week. or 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
Really?
I would argue, well,
that was a fun episode.
That was cool.
If you didn't listen to it, go back and listen. It's worth a listen.
even if you're not from here,
yeah,
you'll get
but
it.
especially if you're from here,
Yeah.
you got to
Yeah.
listen.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't tell you this. I want to do this real quick. Hold on. Put a bookmark in that.
Okay.
Joe Cap.
Yeah, Joe Camp.
Third most impressive thing.
Love to have him back.
Yes.
Yeah, especially now that baseball's over, he'll
Yeah.
have more time.
10:46 last Wednesday evening from Bjorn.
Oh yeah, Bjorn.
Oh, I saw that.
On the
too.
topic of nostalgia, my perfect Pinhills day, a shake from a different twist, quick Gatorade stop at Farmore, run a video game. I sent this to you. Run a video game from Video Game Exchange,
Yep.
dinner at Carol of Casey's, and close the day by buying a used Buick from Pat T.
Ah, Pat
Gosh,
Tierney.
Bjorn, you're so good.
Yeah,
at
I
that.
used to work at Video Game Exchange.
Yes.
That was the
Oh,
best
see that?
job.
It's in your blood.
That was the best job.
So
Michael says the same thing about different twist. He's
those were the days.
the
I did
day.
like a different twist.
So one would argue that number one and number two most impactful things we've done in this time at the table is having Rob and Doug Bentley on,
Oh yeah.
both of whom have since passed away, and that their loved ones, and those have more views than just about any other one.
Wait.
Go ahead.
No, I'll tell you. I was
So
going to say more than me.
yes, even more than Mary Lynn.
Yeah.
But so that's number one and number two.
That's so
But
sweet.
number three happened 2 weeks ago with Joe Capabianco being on.
Yeah.
We were at a baseball game because he's the coach for the baseball team, and it was alumni day and had all these alumni. And the one assistant coach came over and he goes, "Thank you so much for your podcast. Thank you for Lunchtime in Rome. Thank you for having Joe on. That just you changed my life." I said, "Really? Why?" He goes, "I have argued to people that Jade Garden was in Penn Hills." And they say, "No, it's only on Route 22. And I got to show that right in their face. And that has made my
great.
week.
That's
And
great.
I was like, hey,
That's so
Matt
funny.
Brash, I'm glad and I said to him, we've had 2 people who have passed away have been on this podcast. That's the 2 most impactful things. Jade Garden and Ben Hills.
Number 3.
The 102-year-old Chinese man who became part of some Kung Pao dish a few years later. That's
hilarious.
number 3.
That's awesome.
It was a good day. So I think if you're not meeting people's needs, we can honestly say you're not very loving. I'm not saying
Right.
you're not loving. You can't say you're very loving.
Right.
Yes.
So the next barometer, the next step up is if somebody comes to you and says, "I have a need," and you meet it, you are loving. You are somewhat loving. With the last level, as we fast forward, being you proactively seek to meet somebody's needs. You go, how can I bless that? You're actually not responding to, but being proactive. If more often than not, you're thinking, how can I meet that person? How can I? And that kind of stuff. And I thought it's a simple 3-step process. If you're only living for you, you're not very loving. If you will respond to requests for love, you're somewhat loving.
Yeah.
And then if you proactively try to find ways to bless and to love people, you are in fact a loving person. With a caveat.
Oh.
That's like crap. I was getting a good grade there.
No, I was just thinking. No, and then you,
Oh, what might a caveat be, even though you have notes in front of you? I came up with 2.
please
Don't
hold.
look.
Oh.
Yeah.
What could a caveat be? You both know people like this.
Say it again.
So the top level is, I'm proactively trying to meet your needs.
Purposefully withholding.
Well, that's number 2, but go on, explain.
Oh, like if you know someone needs affection and you purposefully withhold it.
Okay, that's different, but yes, that would not be loving.
Or if you know that someone needs encouragement and you purposefully tear them down.
Ooh, gross. No, that's terrible. This is my point. It's more over the top. It looks like love, but it's not.
Overdoing it
Why would you overdo it?
for selfish reasons.
There we
For
go.
attention. and
When
all-
you're trying to get
Yeah,
your needs
yeah,
met.
yeah.
Oh, see how loving I am?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you need me so much. Oh, I'm the best. Do you still love me? Am I the best? When you're doing
Mm-hmm.
it for your benefit, not an altruistic loving them, when you're trying to get your needs for whatever it is, affection, security, appreciation, it's about you.
Sadly, there's probably a bunch of people that do. And then do they do it unconsciously or
Right.
purpose-
Subconsciously,
subconsciously
or
or-
are they a sociopath?
yeah.
Yeah, I would argue.
this is a tough one.
Yeah, so that doesn't count. You're not a very loving person because you're only meeting your need by meeting their need.
Yeah.
Woof.
You're like, I don't know, man. Bob's right now going, I don't know. I just woke up from a nap. I'm just kind of.
Are the Pirates winning? That's
And the last caveat or last exception is you're only doing it so that person will then, you're starting to keep score. Oh, you haven't done this for me for a while.
oh, there's
So
probably
I'll
a
do
lot.
this for you. It's a transactional scorekeeping way that becomes the word I hate so much, codependent. But, you
In
know,
relationships, there's probably a lot of that subconsciously.
but again, the motivation isn't to meet their needs. It's to get your needs met. So either I'm going to meet their needs so that they meet mine. That's the second one. And the first one is by meeting their needs, I'm getting my needs met.
It gets tricky there.
It's subtle, but they're both bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Because what's the focus on?
You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was just the simple barometer
That was
that I put
good. I
together.
like the end of
Brock
I like the end of
agreed.
that.
Yeah.
He talked about putting up healthy boundaries and all that stuff. And I'm like, of course,
Right.
healthy boundaries.
Jay that sees a boundary and goes,
Borders matter, boundaries too. But so I want to finish with a good food conversation.
oh,
Are you aware of the guy that has purchased a not a chain, but a franchise?
Yes. I call it. I've told you. I've told you. If they did this, people would go.
If you build it.
If you build it.
they will come.
Old school. Nostalgia.
Hut!
Yep. Yep. It's the best, dude.
Scranton.
Is
Road
that
trip
the
to Scranton is
Tunkhannock?
the
Is
closest
that the
one.
Tunkhannock one?
I don't know. All I know
man.
is
Old
Bob
Pac-Man.
puts on
Tabletop Pac-Man.
Bob puts on KDKA local in the morning, and they were talking about it.
Yeah.
Scranton's the closest one.
Oh, man.
Did I say that right? Scranton.
Hopefully maybe they'll open up more because dude,
Red and white.
'cause-
I know.
and he said it's successful already. Like you know,
Oh.
people love it, and like I
Bet
think
there'd be
they're
lines.
opening 80. I think,
Yeah.
but man, if they
Book
would
it. Bring.
buy-
Oh.
oh yeah, they did the book it, the reading program. They brought that back.
And the salad bar.
So my question was going to be, what would Tunkhannock?
Is that near Scranton?
Nobody knows.
Man, if
Not
they would
website.
Can you imagine?
if they would buy the old Pizza Hut here in Penn.
Oh, but then where would
one
people
up.
get their low raffle gambling?
Right, but man,
No, there's one
4
down
hours,
by
40
Mohan's.
minutes.
There's a Pizza Hut by
It's
Mohan's.
north and east of Scranton.
Oh, that's the wrong direction.
Yeah, like here's Scranton there.
Yeah.
But my question is, you can go back in time or go forward in time. For me, I would have to go into a parallel
I was going to say, you can't eat anything.
gastrointestinal.
yeah,
I'd crush me some salad bar.
Salad bar.
Get me some
Salad
cubed hams.
yeah,
What would you get?
just personal pan pizza.
Personal.
Yeah.
I would get whatever was the hottest pizza I always, if there's a buffet, I always
They
look
did
at
do
what's
the
the
home
freshest,
style. Or not, was it home
hottest.
style? What was it called?
I
deep-
forget, but yeah,
Deep dish.
No, that's
I know what you're talking about
pan,
though.
original crust. No, there's thin
Yeah,
pan. I worked at a Pizza Hut,
yeah, personal pan pizza.
Florida.
But I would get salad bar and whatever the hottest pizza was.
If I had my druthers, I would go on a night where they had the buffet, and you just have all the different kinds of pizza.
What other restaurant could do that?
What? Go back to retro?
Right, that because like man,
You do like
when
a
you think
McDonald's
about
play place with all the like the urine filled balls.
no.
Now don't,
but
Jay,
like,
you were doing
what other restaurant? Because like when you say old school Pizza Hut, everybody's like, yes, that's
Got it.
awesome. You know what I
Right.
mean? But what other place could do that? I don't know of another place that would have the same nostalgia impact that old school Pizza Hut does.
I mean, in a way, doesn't Sonic kind of do that you can order from your car? It doesn't do it for me because I never
No,
did that.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, you got the Hosses.
but no.
Which
Chuck
was
E.
one in Grove City,
Cheese.
too. So Murraysville and Grove City
Yeah.
Okay.
with the carve your name in the hot dog.
Haas's is
Closed.
kind of there.
Not the same as Pete. I think people,
Chubb's Pier.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was going to say
It was a seafood restaurant.
Chuck
in
E.
Hills.
Cheese had all the games and a salad bar, but the pizza wasn't good.
No, it was never good.
Because like like what I love, and it's not a chain thing though. But like we'll always go try to find the best Greasy Spoon Diner.
Sure.
Like when we go on a disc golf trip, we'll go and find
We'll find
the
one.
place. And
What am I going to get?
but I love going into old retro diner.
Salad.
I know, man.
Yeah,
Because
diner.
breakfast, no omelets anymore.
We'll see.
For a week and a half.
The eggs have been iffy, but no. Yes, no.
Pirates are winning 2-0 in the fifth.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
else
because I brought
Bob
up the
does
I
sports.
said Bob.
Oh.
I brought up the Pirates.
Big guy does sports.
Big guy. Big guy. I hear
Big guy
Bob.
does
No,
sports.
Bob
But
does.
yeah. So
I can't. No.
no.
But isn't
you
that
get those
funny? The
small
joy
pictures.
that brings you.
Well, and the guy I watched the article, and the guy said it's not so much about the business, but of course it's about
The
business.
memories.
It's about the families.
It's about the right.
He said, I've
Oh.
noticed when they come in, he goes, the phones go down, and
Yeah.
people just sit and talk. And
Well, speaking of families, Nate Bargatze has a movie coming out that's supposed to be
Breadwinner.
Yeah, and
family friendly.
do you know what's yes, my DVR I have it set to tape Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
And it popped up, and I said to Bob, "Well, as long as it's not The View, I'll watch it." And it was The View.
Oh, he was on The View.
Yeah, because he's on his media
on his
tour.
media tour. I didn't know that.
You know what else he's doing? He's building an amusement park in Nashville.
Yep.
He's starting. It's called Nate. It's going to be called Nateland.
No,
Yep. And
Because his first job ever was at Dollywood.
yeah.
I was going to say it sounds
And
like
that closed in
Dollywood.
'97, and he just wants a place where families can go, and because I think his tagline for his business is "good, clean, fun" or something like that.
Yeah.
But he said, just a place, no politics, just everybody coming together and having
Have
a
you
good
watched
time.
this game show?
Yes,
Do you like it?
I like it, not as much as I want to like it. You know
Right,
what I-
because you want him to be successful in whatever he
Yes.
does. Because I love Nate,
yeah.
but the game show it's okay. It's fine.
too much
That's-
about the contestants.
The contestants, I think,
Yeah.
really, I think that's what it is. The contestants drive me crazy.
They're
That's what it was.
They're
for me,
so
too, yeah.
over the top, and not even like in a good The Price is Right way. Because I know like on The Price is Right, the more like maybe
Outrageous,
boisterous and
yeah.
outrageous you are,
Yeah.
the more likely you'll be
Now,
picked.
these are caricatures of human beings.
Yeah, they're just odd people.
But what I wanted to say was,
No,
we had on NBC, and Carson Daly was talking about this Breadwinner movie, and he said he sat down with his 6-year-old to watch it. He goes, "My 13-year-old, who I never see, she stuck her head in, watched for a minute, and she stayed."
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's one of those things.
That's the thing. He's trying to make content that families can enjoy together. Like that's one of his biggest goals.
It's such a talent and such a gift.
Now, I will say,
I know. We're there.
I know you and I are there. We've already talked about this. I will say, I'm gonna go see the movie, but I'm kind of disappointed that it's like dumb dad, the dumb dad shtick that's been done so into the ground.
Hopefully
Like,
it'll be done well.
I'm hoping it's like a little, like maybe he's putting a little.
The trailer
spin on
looks very like, oh, the guy doesn't know how to take care of the
Mr. Mom
kids.
or whatever. It's like a
Yeah.
Mr. Mom remake.
So that's our fear.
That's my fear.
That's like that's the same thing as what I used to get upset about, which Michael tells me is not as bad with Bob Does Sports, that he's toned down his when he had his first.
bringing that up, and I've
I'm
never
just-
seen it
I'm
for a
t-
second.
He had it on his first golf outing.
Well, first golf. Outing was
Maybe,
5
and
years
I
ago.
well,
Well,
I
he's
used to
come back.
watch.
Yes.
But anyway, so that's kind of the same thing.
Sure.
Reversed.
Yeah.
But Nate, I did hear that for his movie, he wants everybody to go. He goes, "You can bring your dog. He's going to have a Nate rate.
Nate, great.
He's having a
well, the other cool
discounted
thing with
rate."
his theme park, he's gonna like be there and like walk around sometimes, and
Oh, that's cool.
which I think is awesome. Like he's crushing it.
Backwards 2 steps. Underrated. The Pizza Hut breadsticks.
Ooh, yeah,
well, see,
yeah,
carbs,
yeah.
carbs anymore. It's like if I'm going to have carbs, I'm not having a breadstick. I'll have pasta.
Depends on the breadstick. They did something to the Olive Garden breadsticks. They're not the same.
Really?
Yeah,
I
they're-
wouldn't know.
Nah, they
Been a
used to
while.
be so good.
Soup salad and breadsticks was
Dude.
the
You
bangest of lunch.
Marcy
Yes,
said you can't
yeah.
get that. You get like I don't know,
Either soup or
change-
salad.
Yeah.
Well, last thing. And
Yeah.
in college, after I worked for the burger delivery place, which was revolutionary back in the day, before I worked at Jiffy Tree,
Yeah.
I worked at a pizza shop for a month or two, and we sold breadsticks, which were literally just the pizza dough that he would cut
Right.
into. Gosh, they would get so hard overnight. And
Oh
you put it in
yeah.
the fridge.
Oh, you can't do it the next day.
No, it was better.
Oh, with that little
Because they get a little
crunch.
stale, a little
Yeah.
chew, and you dig into the nacho cheese. I mean, I'm sure if I'd have one right now, I mean, of course it would kill me.
Oh,
but
I
would-
was going to say,
But
don't.
it's not as good now as it was then. Sort of like I say about Haas's.
Yeah.
I would be afraid to go to Haas's because
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is not real beef.
Yes. All right. That's it for episode 322. Join us next week for episode 323. Between now and then, please give us a like or follow on social media and visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, take our relational needs questionnaire. Thanks for joining us at the table for Lunchtime in Rome. See you next week.
Bye,
Happy birthday, Brian.
Brian.